All right, please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Isaac McClure, 290777.
All right, Mr. McClure, my name is Brennan Kelsey, along with me is Ms. Bonnie Jackson. Mr. Tony Marabella will be your panel. We'll have a quick review, ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement, make a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
Isaac McClure, DOC number 290777. You're a fifth class offender, parole eligibility date 8/14/2023, good time 7/24/2025, full term 7/26/2025. 3-year sentence. Sex offender registration violation, sex offender duty to notify change, possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, habitual offender. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, please answer Ms. Jackson's questions.
Good afternoon, Mr. McClure. How are you?
I'm all right.
How old are you, Mr. McClure?
51.
51.
Yes, ma'am.
I set you down as 54.
54.
Today, birth.
3169. Yeah, that's it. Right. I ain't been did a birthday so long. I can't remember.
You're 54.
Yeah, I don't celebrate birthdays.
Me neither. I'm just happy to know. How far did you go in school, Mr. McClure?
10th grade.
Why did you drop out?
Single parent. Just being retarded.
Wait,
Playing sports and I stopped playing sports. And
okay, you weren't a single parent. Your mom was a single parent. Is that right?
yes, ma'am.
What kind of work did you do after you dropped out?
I was working at a potato plant, Dixie Produce,
How long did you have that job?
about 2 years.
You got some drug charges, possession of heroin, possession of cocaine. How you started using drugs?
I don't use drugs, ma'am.
What are you in jail for?
Possession of something in somebody else's house.
Okay, but didn't you have a cocaine conviction in 1991?
Yes, ma'am.
And you placed probation and that probation was revoked, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you also had another distribution of cocaine, a second-degree battery, an ag burglary, a simple kidnapping, possession of cocaine, and possession of diazepam back in the early 90s. So you're telling me you don't use drugs? You have multiple convictions for drugs?
To be honest with you, ma'am, I sold them back then.
So you were a drug dealer, but not a drug user?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're also in jail right now for failure to register as a sex offender. Is that correct?
No, ma'am. In jail for possession of a coke and 8 heroin.
You didn't get convicted. You were also convicted of failing to register as a sex offender. You might have gotten your probation revoked or something, but you're serving time for failing the possession of heroin and cocaine and failing to register as a sex offender.
I never got registered. I've been registered since I've been home. I go once a month.
Now, and what was the sex offense?
Kidnapping.
What
Kidnapping.
sex-
And the child was under 16.
You had a carnal knowledge, didn't you?
No, ma'am.
Warren, what can you tell us about the prison record? What are you knowing that he's serving time for?
Ma'am,
For the things you've stated, possession of heroin, possession of cocaine, sex offender registration and duty of offender to register.
Because you were in 1988, you were arrested for aggravated rape. That was amended to carnal knowledge.
That was my girlfriend. That was the reason she wanted me to leave her alone. That was when I was a kid. Yeah.
What's your job at the prison, Mr. McClure? You have a job at the prison?
No, ma'am, I just got here a couple months ago. I was in class.
Okay, what classes are you enrolled in?
I did Cajun Rage and parenting. And
Yeah.
stuff. I can't remember what it was.
Have you started sex offender treatment?
For what? I'm not a sex offender.
Well, if you have to register as a sex offender, that means you're a sex offender.
I got convicted of kidnapping, and that's why I was a sex offender charge. The person was under 16.
Make it a sex offense.
Yeah, they give that charge. That's the charge they put me under. I ain't touching a kid. I ain't saying no sex offender.
The carnal knowledge charge. You were convicted of carnal knowledge.
Yeah, that was kidnapping. I went to the house. The kid was under
I
kid
think those
was
are
under
separate incidents.
16.
Okay, hold on just a second,
Those are
okay?
separate incidents.
Yeah,
In 1988, you were charged with aggravated rape. It was amended to carnal knowledge. And then
that's my girlfriend. That was my girlfriend that time.
in 2002, looks like you had a simple kidnapping.
Yeah, it was a kidnapping.
So those are two separate offenses,
Yes,
two
ma'am.
separate times.
Yes, ma'am.
So this carnal knowledge is probably what got you, is making you register as a sex offender.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what Ms. Bonnie's explaining.
Oh,
Let me see. Well, Mr. McClure, all I can go by is what, the record is showing. So you haven't taken sex offender programs, and you've only been in DCI since when?
no, I mean,
October.
no,
October.
October.
All right, Warren, I don't suppose you can tell us anything about Mr. McClure since he just got there.
No, he just completed anger management. He is enrolled in Celebrate Recovery and pre-release. And he does not have,
And he only has a 3-year sentence, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, that's all.
I will hear from Mr. Randy Meyer now.
Good afternoon, Randy Meyer, Assistant DA, Jefferson Parish. Before I got a code to get on, I was listening on YouTube. So I heard the questioning of Mr. McClure. We're opposed to his request for parole. It sounds like he hadn't been honest with the board in his answers to Ms. Jackson's questions. He was charged 4 times with failure to register as a sex offender. And has the latest conviction for that, which he was convicted in 2022, I believe, and sentenced to 3 years. He had a high risk assessment, and then a month later, in March 1st, they redid his risk assessment and it was reduced down to a moderate risk assessment. And then, looking at the programs that he's taken during this incarceration, it doesn't appear from looking at the programs completed in the file that he has completed any programs as of yet. So for those reasons, we ought to oppose to his request.
All right, thank you. Mr. McClure, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Took the classes I passed, I did all 3 classes, I finished them. And I've been working and I don't get in trouble no more.
All right, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Ready to vote, Ms. Jackson?
All right, Ms. McClure, I'm concerned about you. You have a moderate risk score. You don't seem to understand that you are required to register as a sex offender, having completed sex offender treatment, because you don't believe that you are a sex offender. So I'm pretty concerned about you. Also, your static 99, which is an assessment with sex offenders, sex offenses is high, which means there's a good chance that you'll get out and do the same thing again. Because of your moderate tiger score, your high static 99s, or the lack of programs, my vote is to deny.
Marabella?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My vote is likewise the same for the same reasons.
And I vote to deny your parole for the same reasons as stated. 3 votes to deny today. Your parole's been denied. Good luck to you.